Welcome back to the Logitech CSGO €40,000 tournament here at DreamHack Winter. We're live for Group D games. I'm pleased to say that Mr. Corey Dunn has joined me for this particular game. It's always a pleasure. It was a pleasure last time. We've said this earlier, for those of you who tuned in new. We've known each other for about 7 or 8 years now. Been doing Counter-Strike, we reckon, between us for about 20 years, which is extraordinary. And yet we've never had the pleasure of being able to commentate together. And yet today we get to do it twice.
No, I've been looking forward to doing another game, especially getting the chance to actually cast. There we go. Now I'm finally getting the chance to cast a matchup, seeing Team Dynamic do what they did just a moment ago there to end Faculty, and seeing whether or not they can do it again. Of course, the first match was there on DE Inferno. That's going to flip the script over to DE Dust 2. So
yes,
bunch of very traditional maps going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's only a 5-map pool right now. I mean, there's a lot of talk in the Twitch chat, which we do look at, by the way, despite the fact that there are some very horrible
I try
people
to avoid
there.
it.
He does. I relay back to him. And there's some talk about different maps and stuff. And interestingly,
looks like we're live right now too. Just going to hop into the game because they've already gone through the knife round.
Right,
they're playing exactly like that right now.
Yeah. So let's get straight back into it actually before we get to that mess about maps. But we'll talk about maps at the end of the game because it'd be interesting to see which ones come out next. Right now we are looking at a 5-map competitive pool. There are more than 5 maps, of course, but just 5 right now. Looks like we're going to get this push through mid, and it's going to be Casper who's making his way in towards that bonsai. Completely flashed out, though. Adren gets a double at the door, and now it's actually Cajun who's had to back away from those mid doors, and Anexis already having a 15-15 draw. Really need this match right now, as they've managed to get in towards that B bomb site, get it planted. And then it's now AZK and Pex. Swag's still there as well. Amazingly, he only has 2 health, so he won't be alive for very much longer. AZK now only has 5 health, and somehow they've still broken into this bomb site and managed to get rid of all of the Anexis players. And you have to say, Corey, with the lack of health that those guys had, that looked a pretty decent take back.
Well, taking a look at the overview, what ended up happening is you had Adren that was just inside the double doors. They're inside that B bomb site, and what he was watching, he saw them start to push up. As they were pushing up, he ended up tossing out the most perfect flash, and both of the members just outside of that B bomb site were completely blind. He played aggressive, pushed in, at that same time was able to take someone out. They wrapped in. It just was a very great execution there by Adren coming into that first pistol round.
Yeah, so they're nicely set up. They've got 3 men long A right now on this eco site. Do you know what? Just have a quick look at the guns right now over here. Look.
They did get the bomb planted.
AK, this is AK, early second round buy for Anexis. They're going to surprise them, I think, a little bit here. They've got one from Pimps already inside that bomb site, so they're going to try and push towards this big bomb site. AZK's now coming back towards it. Bomb is planted as well. Surprise round here, and Dynamic had no idea this was coming. 4 guns, P90 in the hands of MSL as well. And AZK now trying to get inside that bomb site. It's going to get one's going to get down by Cajun, and this is going horribly wrong right now for Team Dynamic. They didn't expect this at all. AZK does get 1 frag. He'll get shut down by MSL just outside that bomb site, and Anexis draw level with a 2nd round early buy.
Let's take a look at what that ended up doing there for Anexis, for Team Dynamic. AZK across the board, neither one of these players have more than 2K to work with. So they're going to be on a complete save. That's how much that made an impact on Team Dynamic. Again, you catch them off guard, you get the bomb planted there in the first round, you cause a lot of ruckus there, being able to get multiple kills. Then you may even take the round. Those 3 kills also make a difference. And then you buy that round. As you can see what Cajun B is doing inside of mid, just tapping away with the AK and able to take down Adren.
Yeah, he got a headshot through there. There were 3 of them laying down fire. They did reduce him to 51, but Adren already dropped, and that's given them a man advantage and a gun advantage as well. Wonderful 2nd round aggressive buy from the Danes. Neil's picked up a 2nd of the round, so these 3 men now making their way through mid.
Those of you that don't know, though, at the same time, Anexis in their matchup against Lemon Dogs ended up tying at 15-15. So this match does have a lot of precedent over what's going to happen here for this group play.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the 2 results, you think, well, Anexis have done poorly then, and Team Dynamic have done very well, so you'd expect them to come into this game and Team Dynamic to win. But right now, they're having won the pistols, going to find themselves 2-1 down here. AZK still alive, and looks as if he wants to remain alive with a gun and maybe just take some exits here. Kiko is the other man alive, who is sitting down in CT spawn almost as if he's never moved. He's going to get gunned down very easily, so AZK now becomes the last man standing, and he'll do well to live through this. In fact, no, he will actually live through this, no problem at all. And that's cheeky. Well, it didn't really matter that he lost the gun at the end of the round. So 2-1 down, Team Dynamic right now. And Corey, why don't you take round 4?
Yeah, one of the things that's really interesting is, again, just taking a look at their current money situation. They lost that previous round, and since they lost it, they're just not going to accumulate money like they want to, especially after knowing that they won the pistol round. Again, that was just a really great buy coming by Anexis, and just ended up working out for them. And Team Dynamic is in a really, really tough spot financially. As we take a look here, this round is going to be another save. And currently we've got 4 guys that are over in the B area for Team Dynamic. Kiko, Swag, some of the younger gamers, both coming from Counter-Strike 1.6. Then also Adren and Pex have joined them as well. AZK is watching along all by himself. But as you take a look, you've got all the actions really going to be happening over there towards the catwalk. And AZK has left that area open. He's going to see one opening over top A area. That was Cajun B, but he's going to get fired upon. Now he's going to fall back right into the hands of one of the other members there from Anexis, and he's going to get shut down there by Pimps. As the bomb gets planted, we've got Adren grouped up with his teammates. Here comes some nades. Those are some pretty good nades, as it caused a lot of damage, able to take down MS. And see if they can continue here. That was MSL. It's going to be down to a 4-on-4. The main objective here is just to try to eliminate as much as possible. It's not about winning the round, as they continue to push here in the site. Still got Casper just over there towards that long A side. All 3 members there. This bomb will explode. Still trying to be nice little pop there by the AK from Cajun B. As now it's going to be 3-1, complete inverse of what you thought was going to happen after the pistol round. As again, Team Dynamic took that the pistol round, Anexis with a very shocking buy, and has made an impact. Now bring us to this gun round.
Yes, it certainly does. It also brings us to AWP time. And who else would I follow but AZK after that wonderful first match where he dropped a 30 bomb.
A really interesting thing to bring up too, he may have an AWP in hand, but it was at an expense. He only has body armor right now. He does not have actual head armor, which he probably could have ended up buying. He may have bought the kit before he bought armor.
Yeah, that's a good point. He is vulnerable to that AK, which he might well come up against right now. Let's just check and see as we get flashed out, actually, and we'll see where we are right now. So you can see that 4-man sort of walking short on Cat. They've got Pimps just holding back on that area. Swag's the man pushing forward right now, and he's stopped at the second double doors. So
this is a lot of weight that you're putting on AZK to have to hold down that catwalk all by himself. Nice shot, though, by AZK. Can he make it?
Wow.
2? Picks up 2 with the AWP. He's just slowing down time as his teammates are going to continue to rotate over here.
Yeah, that third one is not going to get picked up yet. He fires through the box, knows that bomb's being planted as well, and he'll know exactly where it's being planted. Then gets flashed, has to move back towards that bomb site. He's got some support coming in from his teammates here as well. As they move in towards this A bomb site, it's going to be an easy defuse.
Wow.
And really, you have to say, AZK's AWP right then was absolutely pixel perfect and did exactly the right job for his team.
It's again, I mentioned it right before he initiated all those kills. That is so difficult to put that much weight on a player to have to watch a region like that, like Catwalk, whenever there's easy flashes that can come about. But again, AZK holding his zone. As soon as that flash came out, he turned quick enough where he is only semi-flash, and then making the shot to follow. And then after that, decides to stack another kill on top of that. As right now, a perfect smoke being laid there across mid. And Pimps will not know that there's actually Adren and Kiko have made their way across, and Pex is actually right up against the doorway there inside of mid. Very aggressive play in terms of on the counter-terrorist side here for Team Dynamic, playing tight into the doors. Long A is being covered there by AZK, tight into the doors. Nice shot, able to take down Casper though as well.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous at the moment. You just don't want to go anywhere near him. Molotov is lit. Flash is thrown into CT spawn. There goes the Molotov. Inside the bomb site they go. They've got a man across that far side, and they have to be careful here because AZK is just going absolutely bananas. 3 in a row, finally gets shut down by Cajun. But gee whiz, too much damage in too little time, and Anexis have just been absolutely rolled yet again by the AWP of AZK. And Kiko now going to finish off the last man, is he? Just yet he's not, because it's an AWP in the hand of Pimps, who seem to be able to connect with that AWP quite the way that AZK did.
There's no reason for Kiko to try to push out here. He needs to just draw him out. And again, there's no reason. There's not at all. He's got an AWP. He's going to stay fixed. He's got the time to work with.
Yeah.
Now all you've done is you put yourselves into an even tougher situation.
Oh my goodness.
Now it's going to be down to a 1-on-2. That could have been absolutely miserable for Team Dynamic, in the sense that their teammate Kiko making a poor decision on peeking. I know you can sit there and make the peek. You're in a 3v1, but that's how quick things change.
I wonder. He's picked up the bomb. He's got 20 seconds left. Why didn't you just go and plant the bomb? Put the effort back onto the other side and give them something to worry about. But instead he drops down, and unfortunately he lost out in that fight. If he'd won that fight 1v1, then Christ, that could have been an easy round win for Anexis in the end. Got to be careful. Can't give away cheap frags like that.
Well, no, and again, it's whenever you're in a 1v situation, you actually, in my opinion, sounds crazy, but you actually have an advantage because you can start to manipulate what the opposing players are doing. You can draw players in. You can make sure that you can make those shots that you need to do. That's where Kiko slipped up, peeked out, and got popped in the dome by that AWP. That's just one of those mental errors that you can't make. Again, of course, they won the round, which is good, but at the same token, whenever we move on, if Team Dynamic makes it into the quarterfinals, that's something to worry about.
We go then. AZK is trying to cover short again. They are moving towards that A bomb site. As you can see, the bomb is being planted in the middle of the fire. The fire was actually put out there by a smoke. It might have been put out by one of the T sides as well. And AZK now hunting through the smoke. There is a man to the right-hand side. He's seen him now, and he knows... Oh, my goodness me! Through the smoke as well. It doesn't matter where he goes, and he got 2 through there. No, he did get 1. I don't think he got the second. My goodness me. Doesn't matter what you put in his way, he still can land it. Missed that one, though. Bomb plant's going to come in here. There is a man to the right-hand side. They know they've called it already, and they think they can deal with him. And AZK now in a little bit of trouble here, because that bomb's going to go down. And Anexis do win the round, but ridiculous shot again from AZK with that AWP. So far, though, it's not doing his team any good, because they're 4-3 down.
How much longer can they continue with just relying what AZK has been doing here on Dust 2?
The rest need to step up, particularly Pex right now, who's 0-4.
Well, the issue for Pex, I'm going to go ahead and talk on his behalf here, because he's actually having to rotate every single round. Having to retake a bomb site is difficult, but that's the reason why you haven't seen it. He's actually the player that I believe has been watching mid, and right now we've got a 4-man stack over towards long A, and you've got Kiko inside of that B bomb site all by himself, and it looks like they're going to be hitting over there towards Catwalk. So we may see Team Dynamic actually rotate back around and catch them on the flank here in just a moment.
Yeah, let's just show you that on the board. That's where they are right now. What we're thinking is that they're going to come back down here. Now, it does look as if that's where they're going as well.
Oh, look at this.
What do you know?
Bomb carrier right there. They spot him. It'll take him down. There goes 1. There goes 2. AZK.
Oh,
doesn't matter what you put in his hands. He's eliminating their opposing force time and time again. As it's going to be down to a 2-on-4. Wow.
And this is an absolute butchering from Anexis. They really did take them by surprise. They've got control of the bomb in the mid, and they've just flashed through the double doors as well. Now here comes MSL, who's picked up that bomb. He's got Casper for company as well. They're going to have to hit long. There is nothing else they can do. 30 seconds remaining. They are committed to long as well. So let's just flick across and see where the other two are.
This works out right here.
Kiko now in the mid area will know that they've gone through that area to pick that bomb up. He now knows that A is going to be the destination, and Adrena's called it as well. He's only got a pistol on his side right now, so this could be
great cover by Kiko.
Absolutely great cover. Now 2v1, 9 seconds remaining. Surely this is good. Oh my goodness me! Where did that come from MSL? Threw over the grenade and at the same time nailed the second man.
Wow.
And a double clutch right at the end of the round with what, 5 seconds on the clock?
Let's go ahead and talk about what happened though overall.
Oh,
that was
goodness.
a save round for Team Dynamic.
Well, it was, and
It could have been a round that they won.
Let's just talk about the fact that it was an eco and they did really well and they eliminated all but one player. That would be a successful eco, but they had a chance to win that round. Wow.
As right now, you can see that AZK has that op in hand again, who's going to be extremely deadly with it. You've got Pex, who's over inside. Looks like he's at in the goose spot, set up for a flashbang. He just kind of had his nose in the corner for a moment.
Yeah, they got Swag down here as well, alongside AZK. So that's that two-man setup. But they've also got Pex right at the top.
Everyone has counter flashes ready. Pex, Adren, Swag, and Kiko all have their counter or have their flashes ready to let go here.
Wow,
here comes a flash over the top. Adren's going to have to be able to hold his own. He's going to get taken down as they're going to continue to be able to push inside the site. Now it's going to be left up to Kiko. He can't do anything there. And now the B-bomb site is clear. It's going to be down to this 3-on-5. AZK, you can already see that they have basically given up that area as AZK is taking a lot of gunfire right now. And he's going to regroup with his teammates. They're going to go ahead and hold on to their weapons. As we take a look at the money, though, they're going to have to save for another round to follow.
So just waiting now for AZK to pick up any loose kills that Anexis want to give him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to pick up anything right now. Pimps is also on a bit of a hunt. A dynamic hunt, as it were, after Pex and Swag.
So one of the things to think about with Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which is actually really nice, is both Pex and Swag currently just have Kevlar. If they want to, they can go ahead and spend that extra $350. Instead of having it in the past, you'd have to spend a full $1,000 to get the Kevlar in the helmet. What they could do right now, if they wanted to, they can spend an additional $350 and go ahead and get that head armor, which I'd recommend at this point. Losing just that $350 wouldn't make that big of a difference to your income. Yep. But we'll see how this one ends up paying out.
Two men, Swag and Pex, as you said, went out, and Adren with absolutely no armor whatsoever. It's MSL who comes under fire, but already down to 43 health. He'll get shot down by the grenade of Swag into that lower B area. And now Pimps down the middle is looking to reply back. It's Cajun and Neil has actually picked up the 2 frags. So they're 2 for 1. I guess they'd call that a decent trade. And we're 4 versus 3.
As right now, Team Dynamic, I mean, they're getting pummeled by nades. Kiko got dropped down to 13 HP from a grenade, and it was as one of the members from Anexis was backpedaling out of the B tunnels. As let's go ahead and see what happens here. Kiko peeks over the top of the railing inside a catwalk, and luckily enough, he's able to stay alive. Bomb will get planted inside of this A bomb site. It's going to be down to a 4-on-3 now.
Oh, Kiko's flash wasn't particularly useful. He's actually flashed his own team. And as they try and make their way towards the bomb site, Adren does pick up the first kill. That was the man in the corner. They've got 3 more men to find. I don't know if they're going to take this on. No, it looks like they're going to try and save these weapons again. And wow, Dynamic are in a bit of trouble here. 6-3 down. It's now going to be 7-3. And the Danes are playing out of their skin when you consider how they did poorly in their first match.
As I mean, what you have in this current situation, Adren's going to have this AWP that he can hand off over to AZK. But Kiko, again, one of those tough spots. I mean, everybody knows the positions that you go to on Dust 2. It's typically in T-spawn off that ramp down there in the distance where you can see Niall's already got the crosshair on it. But that's usually that type of spot, and it's really tough to be able to hold, honestly.
Yeah,
so right now, 7-3 is going to be the score. Crossing.
The eye-to-eye AWPs from either side, I can tell you, look, Adren one side, not AZK this time, it's Adren that's got the AWP. It is the only gun, the only weapon they've got as well.
For those of you that don't know, Adren and AZK are the top 2 offers there for Team Dynamic, and that translated over from Counter-Strike Source whenever they were both really dominant.
Adren just having to back up into the B-bomb site right now. Meanwhile, Pex has picked up a frag. But it's a 4 versus 2. Now only MSL has been dropped on the Anexis side, and Adren now knows that they're already in that A bomb site. And although he's flashed over the top, his teammate was right there. What was that? He's completely blind, just out the other side of the middle doors, as Adren is also now blind.
He can't. There you go. You're about to have Adren. There's no purpose for him to sit there and do that.
That's going to work.
If you had an op and you knew that it was down to a 2v4, he should have saved the AWP.
Yeah, I guess he did. I guess he knew because he'd already saved once, so they knew that they were going to be buying next round. But they are going to double AWP, you know.
Well, that's the interesting thing for me. At this point, right now, he could have an additional $47.50 in his bank account just because he bought that off.
Yeah.
He bought the same exact weapon he could have saved the previous round. Previous round.
Yep, so Adren is, well, he was mid, now moving over to B. AZK is going to cover A, so they've got that double AWP setup. And at the moment, I don't see a single AWP in the hands of Anexis.
Yeah, no, we've got that Pimps who's got the AWP in hand over there, who's actually, I haven't seen him be that effective. Currently he's sitting at 9 and 5 right now.
So Adren's had smoke deployed inside that B bomb site. A little bit worried from the centre, but he's got nothing to worry about as far as we're concerned. That smoke is about to disappear in the next few seconds, so he's just going to add to that at the back of that B tunnels. They thought it might have been a flash. It's perfectly placed as well, so that he might just be able to see someone through the smoke. There were one man crept across. Meanwhile, Kiko and Pimps have both had a frag apiece on each other. And now Adren gets one. He's got the first. Oh, really? The man who was over that far side really should have gone in on him. And will get nailed by MSL. MSL was actually the man who dodged out of the way. It won't make any difference. Swag will finish off the last man. And Pex didn't pick up an AWP. That was odd. I thought he was putting up to the... Never mind. It does mean that Anexis now lead by 8-4. So, I don't know. How do you feel about Team Dynamic 12?
Right now, they're just not playing the way that that they should be playing. Again, right now, you've got Swag, who has 50... he's got $5,000 to work with, and he didn't buy head armor.
Again. I don't think
Again, the AK, I mean, a backpedal, just to kind of... It's not that big of a deal because the AK headshotting is basically a one-shot anyway.
Yeah.
And the AWP is, of course, going to overpower anything, being a one-shot weapon as well. So head armor this later in the game doesn't make a difference on eco rounds, save rounds, and stuff like that. When a pistol gets brought out, that's when I guess it really does matter with the head armor.
Yep. So AZK is just set inside A, looking down towards long. It's Cajun that's actually picked up the first 2 kills of the round, and they've managed to make their way in towards this bomb site now. He might get a third, does he? No, it's actually MSL that picked up that frag inside the bomb site. So 3 down inside A. AZK already disposed of. Bomb's going to be planted for short here. And Adren with 51 health. Kiko with, what, 18? They've got a save, surely. Yeah, smoke deployed on short. And you know what? Adren's not far away through the smoke. What's he doing?
I still don't know why they're pushing up through this. There's no purpose here.
Do you know what?
Just go ahead.
What? Wow. Really? Wow. I don't even know how...
The only thing that I can think of right now at this point is Team Dynamic is thinking that they need to start to string some rounds together. And they need to start to win some rounds.
But they're not going to do it by wasting weapons like that. That was just weird. I don't even know what that was. That was so odd.
Their money is so off the charts in a sense that it's entirely sporadic. You've got Swag, who again had 5K from the previous round, even had more than that to work with. They're just all over the place. And you've got Pex, who's sitting at $1,700. It's just, again, all over the place. If you want a stat, though, this would be that stat for you that I had mentioned that's kind of silly to look at, but $32,000 for Pex on that 1 kill. Just a fun stat.
I'm not saying a word.
All right, here we have AZK. Oh, nice shots coming in there inside of mid by AZK, but we're over here on board here with Pimps as he's pushing up. He's all by himself. Pex is alive here. He had his chance, and he's going to get taken out there. Now the score is going to be 10-4 here in favor of Anexis over Team Dynamic. And as you can see right there, Casper saying, nice shot there to AZK. And I agree.
Yeah, no, it was a nice shot. And expensive round on an eco as well. I managed to get rid of 4 players. And they've switched AWPers, you know. Pimps is not going to AWP now, and instead has given it over to Cajun, who took a couple of shots, has now decided to toss that away. So, well, that was weird. I think they actually thought about, they thought about exchanging guns.
Oh, there goes the bounce.
Dear me. That's so messy. So yeah, Gun is now back. Big Green is now back in the hands of Pimps, who didn't fancy chances through mid. He hadn't had much success, it has to be said.
It was just based off of spawn as the reason why he tossed the weapon over to Cage.
But that's to save time. They saved no time whatsoever. They wasted more time than they saved. Just odd.
AZK is going to have to be able to hold Catwalk again. That's exactly where they're starting to head. They've got 3 players. Make that off. Probably going to end up being all 5 as they push up. Swag is actually over there towards Long A. He's going to be completely blind. Let's see if he can do it again.
Well, he's going to have to go huge here because they've got 1 man from mid. He's missed 2 shots in a row, and you can't afford to do that when it's Cajun, who has already picked himself up the first frag inside that bomb site. He's now heading towards Long with AWP in hand as well. And, wow, he's not particularly good with that, obviously, because he missed out against Swag with quite a lot of ease, who's now making his way up Long A. It's cleared one side. His teammate was actually through the smoke that he fired at. And now in towards the bomb site, picks up the 2nd kill of the round. Still got to find 3 more though. Tags another man on the right hand side, goes for the fake defuse, brings out another man, does nail him with the 2nd shot. That's 3 in a row. Can he get the 4th? This is going to be really difficult. They both run out of weapons. He runs towards him with a knife and will not get there before getting shut down by Casper. And wow, knife for the lols at the end of the round, but really good run of frags from Swag. Good effort, but not a good effort from his team right now. 11-4 down, Corey, on T-side Duster. It is slightly T-biased. It's a 53-47% map in terms of Ts, both on pistol rounds and on gun rounds as well. So we'd expect an advantage from Anexis based on that, but it's more like an 8-7 map or a 9-6 map or even a 10-5. 11-4s, that's a pretty drastic scoreline for the first half.
Well, I tried to vouch for Pex earlier in this half, but in the end, finishing 2-10 is definitely not going to help your team.
Yeah,
you are in a tougher situation where you have to retake, but at the same token, you need to retake.
Yeah, you do, and you don't retake with stats of 2-10 or $18,000 per kill, if that's the way you want to look at it. So we are underway in the second half. No virtual oranges for these boys.
Give me a 3-1 split that's going to be happening over there while Adrin causes some action over there towards that catwalk area. He needs to be worried about Nile there that's pushing up. Nice kills, though, across the board. That there's again, we saw be able to sit there and decide to use the dualies, but it's going to be down to a 2v4 as the action happens inside the B-bomb site.
Yeah, they've got that bomb planted now. I love the way that Kiko moves across the map as well. It's so fluid. He doesn't seem to get stuck on anything or... Oh, tanked his own player there, but it won't matter. Swag will pick up the final kill on the round, and a trend. And Team Dynamic have picked up the round on the pistol side this time, 11-5. Let's take a quick look at some of the highlights from the first half. This is round number 13, with Adren missing those shots through the smoke. You saw him in the first one, and then he went back round and decided to go back into that smoke and got himself killed at point-blank range.
I was still lost for
very
words
odd,
on
wasn't it?
Why you would sit there and try to force yourself to have to win that round. But right now, what we've got is you've got an AK, 2 P90s, Kiko and Swag. Both have P90s. AZK is holding on to those dualies, but of course you know what he's waiting for.
Oh yeah.
But right now, Casper going to get eliminated there by Swag. Nice little solid round. 6-11 right now is the score. It kind of works out though. Again, Team Dynamic winning both pistols, but if you look at what happened in the first half, that second round really dismantled Team Dynamic collectively. Because right now, if you look at it, thinking about in terms of how this game should have ended up, even if Anexis continued to win those rounds, if you do a 2-round swing, it would have actually ended up being 8-7 there in favor. He still has dualies though.
Look at that, AZK again.
The dualies are so effective in this game.
It's funny, isn't it? Because a lot of the guns are more effective than they were in the previous games, and therefore you can be a bit more creative. I love the fact that he's just going to look. He's going to stand and deliver right down CT alley, and those dual elites just firing away. And he's picked up one as he kind of got some damage done, and one man down low is going to pick him off. Though it's MSL who did get the revenge frag on AZK, but Swag came in to finish it off. They only lost the one man. It's now 11-7, and guess what time it is? Yep, it's AWP time.
Let's see what he can do right off the start. Right now he's got a spawn that is decently well.
That's
can work out for him. He can slide in there quick enough. Let's see if he can do right here, missing that first one. It looks like he was just going straight for a door shot there, though. checking to make sure that they don't boost. You can see the awareness of what they're working with there. He immediately goes to check for that spot. As right now you've got fire that's down. That actually was drawn in there by Pex, but he is going to survive. That's probably making Anexis going, man, how do you get through that? But he's going to continue to push back around. He's chasing after this kill in there inside a pit. But he has a teammate to help him out there. They've actually got 3 guys that are over there towards long A here on the defense. Anexis doing a great job holding down that area, but here comes Adrin. He's been able to pick up 2 kills so far. Still 1 player over there by Game Helper. Just for those of you that don't know, Game Helper is right there where Pimps is at right now.
I love the fact that you Americans have different names for places on maps. It's quite
you know why
funny,
that's called Game Helper, right?
Go on.
It's because in Counter-Strike 1.6 on Dust 2, there's a sign that's plastered that says Game Helper. That's the same reason why Top A is actually called Goose.
Yeah, quite.
But, you know,
what do we have? What was the old 1.6? I'm thinking Mill. What do we have on there? Oh, Kitty, of course, because of
Kitty
the
ramp.
Yeah,
well, that
at the top of the ramp.
Yeah,
and not many people know that one.
AZK has to make a flick shot. Oh, he's double zooms at the wrong time, and both of his teammates get eliminated. Oh, that's just a quick turn of events. He's worrying about his 6 right now. He spotted the legs. He knows that he's there. At least I assume that he knows he's there.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, he knows. He absolutely knows. 9 seconds to stay alive here.
This X-ray is so much fun, though.
Yeah. I didn't like it to start with, I have to say. It sort of felt unnatural, but it's so useful in situations like that, so that you can see the things that the players can't see.
Yeah. During our wrap-up today, we'll have to ask the viewers out there on their perspective of it, because I feel that it really does take away from the full experience. It helps.
It removes
in
some of the
surprises,
surprises, doesn't it? Yeah, it removes some of the surprise that you might get, the surprise elements. Perfectly placed. Smoke on long A, and AZK missed that first shot. Is then going to get a face full of fire. Does manage to get away without any life loss. Just lost a couple of health from the grenade that had already come in. And they're now going to make their way on short. Bomb is alongside AZK as well, so it does look as if A might well be the final destination here. Flash.
Look at this. MSL has a fire grenade that he's going to loft out there. That's going to slow them down. We really, honestly, have not seen that much Molotovs or that much fire that's come into play here. You see AZK trying to time it as he's pushing out. But we got MSL on top A and Pimps with the op watching across over there towards Catwalk. So Pimps is actually going to have that first nade that's going to come out there.
Wow. I think they have an absolute handle on where they are right now. And yeah, Pimps, look at that. Pimps had to back away. He's completely blinded himself now. That's 3 or 4 flashes have gone down long A. MSL's the first man to open things up. AZK just sitting back from the bomb site right now. There's a man in long. He'll be Pimps. Well, shoots off the first one. Couldn't get the second. And 28 seconds remaining. AZK decides, and actually, this is better off to get the bomb done. It's a 3 versus 3. Make that 3 versus 2. Pex now chiming in with an AK kill. AZK just waiting for Pimps to come forward. And here he comes right now with the flash over the top. Here comes the second flash in a row. And AZK, well, there was a pixel. He saw a pixel, but Pimps wins the fight. Neil comes round the other side, and he's now got one more man to fight. He does down him. And that will be round victory as far as Anexis is concerned. They will have one man on the bomb. It is going to be reasonably close, but he's got enough time. And Anexis win another round. Amazing. 13-7 now. The scoreboard seems to have gone a bit weird. That was 0-0 there for a second, but it is 13-7. That was odd.
Just how this game is really, if you look at for team dynamic with Pex and Kiko, Pex is starting to put some kills up on the board, but right there he had to make some of those shots. Also at the same token, again, Kiko usually on his terrorist side is where he picks his game up because he's a great entry fragger there for Counter-Strike 1.6. But right now, he's not leading any charges at all. This is not his play style at all.
Yep, struggling a little bit. Back with Swag now. Down center, mid doors, has all 4 men alongside him. Bomb is just sitting up on short aim right now, so they're going to... Well, actually, they're not going to do anything because Adrin is getting quite aggressive. He's going to show them. That's what he's going to do. He's going to show them that he's there, so that hopefully they then throw lots of grenades and get rid of their flashes, but they've not been baited into doing that just yet. 3 men inside double doors on the CT side of it. There goes another flash from Adren. That's the fake. On to A. This is going to be a B hit, no doubt about it. Smoke deployed down low as well. Swag's picked up a frag on entry here, and he's going to get a second one as well. And at 13-7, they can afford not too many mistakes here. Pimps has already got himself a frag as he makes his way towards this B bomb site. Tried to land the shot on the far side. Flash goes over. Another flash into the bomb site. They've got 2 over that far side. Pipston goes into the bomb site. Doesn't manage to make the kill. It's Swag who gets his 3rd of the round. And Kiko will pop up to finish off the last 2. And Team Dynamic are back in the game. Much better.
Just need to figure out the exact status of where they sit economically. Well, I just made a new word.
Economically?
Yeah,
I like that.
financially.
That's a much nicer word than financial or economy. Economically.
Swag. I deserve it.
No, that's a good word, dude. I like that one. I'm going to use that. They have lousy economically.
Economically.
It's fantastic.
AZK, though, starting things off with the op as they're going to go and move back down. You got Casper, who's down in lower B. You get dropped there by Pex's AK. This is a save round coming in here for Anexis, as looks like, I believe they've got P2. Actually, they got the P2000 that they're working with. So they're just going straight. This is a complete save. And being able to take out one player is actually pretty good mention there, because the P2000, honestly, is
lousy.
It's terrible.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I will not use that weapon.
Looks like MSL is going to look for some exit frags.
Yeah, well, he's got the AK bomb, now, isn't he?
I just made the assumption that the bomb has been planted for this time.
No, they've been a little patient with it. And MSL, well, he's got 9 points of health. Bomb planted. 4 men to find. I don't blame him for playing chicken right now. That's exactly what he should be doing. But, yeah.
Well, if they
another
lose
round
this
on the
round,
board.
that's going to put, you've got MSL, he's got 3100, which he has this AK. He'll be able to drop an M4 for a teammate.
Yeah, there's only Casper really in sort of economically trouble.
Nice, thank you. Have I coined the term now?
I think you have. I think the funniest thing is other commentators will now use that and we'll all go, hey, we know where that came from.
Nice! Oh. That's huge. That's actually a really big point to bring up right there, as he's able to take him out. That's not necessarily going to make an impact on this round,
no.
But the rounds to follow, if Team Dynamic can pick up this round, that'll actually make an impact for the next round. But
no, we are going to see a partial pistol buy with some deagles amongst them, and that's about it. And there's someone buy a Molotov as well.
This is a very games mentality from ESWC in wanting to probably save
Look at
a Molotov.
AZK double from him. Could have been a triple. Pimps though will actually steal away an AWP, and that's good because Pimps is the AWPer as well. So, did he manage to get that AWP?
He hasn't got it yet because he's still struggling to kind of work his way.
Likes the idea of picking it up though, doesn't he? Likes the idea of picking it up. And threw a grenade in there, so it might have bounced away from the doors. Yeah, it has. So it's been stolen away by one of their team, I think.
Beautiful play.
Smart.
It's one of the things. Oh, watch out there. We've got Paxu or Swag there inside of mid, and he's able to take out both of them. Swag had his back to mid.
Do you know what we call that in the UK?
What do you call that?
We call that, I'm trying to think what the name is now. Pantomime moment.
A pantomime? A
pantomime. He's behind you.
13-10 here in favor of Anexis, as again it was a 11-4 first half. So looking at it right now, the score is 6-2 here in the second half. And so right now it's still kind of panning out exactly the same way that it did there for Anexis. It's just harder to tell, especially with the way the scoreboard is. Pushing out, and look at that Swag able to have a little bit more control over that AK. Kiko being able to help out as well, staying alive, hopping up on top of the barrel. And thank you, Val, for not having that slowdown effect. And that's the reason why Kiko is able to get out with a lot more health than he has right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the improvements to the Molotov. I think, you know, we don't like change as gamers, and therefore, if we left it as it was, then I might not have liked it. The fact that they've changed it and updated it and made it the way that it works now is great as far as I'm concerned. As gamers, we hate change, which is why we didn't like the Molotov to start with.
Team first-person shooter guys hate change.
Absolutely, but it didn't work the way it was in the game. Now it works because you've got something to answer with it. You can throw a smoke in it, you can walk all the way through, you can get out of it, you're not stuck in it, and it's not quite as annoying as it used to be. And now actually I'm starting to believe that it might just get used properly as part of a proper strategy. And that can only be a good thing. More strategy in the game is a good thing.
I'm honestly against banning any type of weapon, any type of element that is in the game, because whenever you try to bring over people from the public play, I remember back in our day, Redeye, whenever we were trying to cast to those that don't even play video games.
Yeah.
And the way that our mentality should be to cast 2 players, well, the best way to get players to play a competitive match is to sit there and keep the game the exact same way as if they were pubbing it.
Yep.
And that's the reason why, again, kudos to Valve to initiating the community aspect of it, that community competitive play, and seeing a whole ranking level and all that stuff.
That's a really good point as well, because they've been criticised for not listening to the competitive players, but they're not building a game for the competitive players alone. They're building it for everyone. It needs to appeal to everyone. Just a casual gamer just as much as it does the competitive player.
Which snowballs all together, all the way across.
I disagree. They have listened to the players at ESWC. They
have
made a lot of changes from them, from the feedback that they've had. So it's a good thing. It's a positive thing. We should be more positive in Counter-Strike, that's for sure.
But right now, Team Dynamic is trailing by 2 as we take a look exactly what this setup is. They've already got players that are inside that area. They've changed here for Anexis. They used to have 3 members playing long A, but this time they're actually playing over there towards Catwalk. But look out for Cajun. He's playing really close. He's utilizing that smoke. Bomb is inside the site. Looks like they're going to go ahead and try to get this bomb planted. They've got 3 members for long A, but not have any eyesight over that top A area. Kiko going to get dropped there by Cage. They're going to boost straight into this site. Great little boost is able to take down Pex. But now we've got Swag and AZK going to work. And AZK was in the perfect position. I stand corrected. That's a beautiful plant for that long A watch. As right now it's going to be down to a 2-on-2.
It's
Bomb is being defused right now, pushing inside the site, and Bomb is been defused.
Wow.
And now the score's 14-11, and Swag gets eliminated as well.
And that was a 4-man from Cajun as well, of absolute brilliance, because he picked off players that were in the perfect position for the weapon that they had, including AZK with that AWP, and yet somehow he managed to win out. A brilliant round from Cajun, and a brilliant round from Anexis as well, because they won with players still in the place, having defused the bomb. 14-11 now, and Team Dynamic was starting to look quite good at 13-11, I thought, and had some of the momentum, and that's just taken the wind out of their sails right now.
Let's take a look here across what we have so far set up. We've got 4 guys inside of mid. They have AKs and an AWP from AZK. AZK taking a look there inside of the tunnels, trying to see if he can spot anybody in the back plab. Of course, they've got Cajun B, who's so effective in that previous round. See what he can do. Nice little flash that's being tossed out there. Now he knows that someone is in that general area. The Cajun's probably going to peek out. Oh, that's a smoke grenade that's coming in there. And so that pushed him even further back. I think that nade to follow is probably not the best idea, because you're going to smoke that area. They're definitely going to back up. They're not going to move and trying to put a nade in the exact same spot.
It's a strange thing, isn't it, when you're on a public and you do that and you go, oh, I really shouldn't stand here because I know what's coming next, but okay, I'm going to stand here and take a nade. But as a professional player, you're just not going to do that. So
looks like they're about to be able to push out there. They're not waiting for AZK. Oh, AZK does make that shot, and Cajun going to get dropped there inside the side, but they've already started to be able to rotate back over there as Swag was trying to cause some little action over there towards that catwalk area, but now it's going to be down to a 2v3. AZK still left alive here. But also, you got to remember, MSL's down to low HPs, down to 8 health here, as Kiko thunderfooting around to try to get this bomb down inside of the site. He's playing in the back area. That drew in a player. Hey, and look at Kiko peeking over the top. As now it's going to be down to a 1-on-1. Knows exactly where he's at. He does not get flashed here. As he's facing off against Neil. Neil playing the patient game here, working both sides of that box, coming back around. See how he's going to be able to win this battle. And Neil coming on top. And they're going to put it at game point here for Anexis.
Yeah, and this is the second time today in group play that Anexis have gone to game point on 15 rounds. They drew 15 already in this Group D game against Lemondogs earlier on in the day, and now they're at match point. They've got 4 match points against possibly and arguably the best team in the group as well. Team Dynamic having already dealt with End Faculty with pretty much ease, and Anexis now on the verge of getting themselves out of jail, because that's what it would be, frankly. They were on the verge of going out of this tournament if they lost this match. No doubt about that. They only had the 1 point. Now, all of a sudden, it looks like they might even top the group if they can win this round.
As right now, you've got a full gun set, everything. So they're pretty set on here for Team Dynamic. They have full nades. They've got 2 ops, 3 AKs, full armor. So they're completely set in terms of trying to win this gun round and can try to continuously move across. But Casper taking down Pex. Pex just been having a very, very tough game here on Dust 2. AZK missing that off shot.
Amazing. I thought he was going to land that one as well. There were 2 on long, and he's decided actually to get away from that. He's actually going to go back towards long because the bomb is actually sitting in those double doors. Swag's now picked himself up one, and AZK couldn't make the shot, but Adren was there anyway. Didn't make any difference. They've killed 2 now into that A bomb site. They know there's 1 more player there at least, and I'm pretty sure they'll have already called it Anexis, and they'll be making their way over. Indeed, they have. They've already got 2 men inside the bomb site. This is going to be a difficult one. Swag, how did he pick that one out of the smoke as well? Adren's now picked up one, and there's the last man alive. Adren picked out 3 in the round, and Team Dynamic save 1 match point, and they had to do that, Corey. If they'd lost that round, it was game over anyway. So they'd stacked themselves full of everything they could possibly buy, and it's worked out for them. Now, have they pushed Anexis onto a save? I'm pretty sure they will be, in which case this should be 15-13, and AZK through the door does not tag either player.
I apologize for those at home whenever I erupted after Swag was able to get his kill. That was actually happening over in the lower B. He was watching for someone to be able to rotate. He did a complete 180 shot with the AK and popped him instantly. But, you know, it's one of the things that was always in question. I know Lurppis sit there and brought this up, too, is we don't know if Team Dynamic is letting Swag run free. In this match right here, we're actually seeing Swag on his own in different areas, which is a good thing. Yep. Kind of the main concern that we've seen there at the previous event that Team Dynamic played.
Look at this as well. AZK is going to pick up another headshot from the AWP. Swag also picked up one. He's now got AZK's AWP, and that eco round does go the way of the USA. Team Dynamic now within 2 rounds of a draw here. And remember, a draw from them would actually be okay. I mean, they already won against End Faculty, then drawing with Anexis, and then they've just got the simple matter of a draw in their last game against Lemon Dogs would see them go through. So these 2 rounds are massive right now for the USA Team Dynamic, because if they lose this, they've then got to beat the last team in the group, which is Lemon Dogs, and that's not a foregone conclusion right now when you consider that they did 15-all with Anexis earlier on in the day. Here we go then. Swag is already downed at long A. It's Neil that's picked up that frag. Cation is actually over on the other side of the map. So let's just see if we can find what they're going to do here. Looks like short might be the push here. There are 3 men on it. Adren at the back of that with 2 AWPs, 2 AKs against all 5 men here from Anexis, who know on this buy round, if they lose this, that next round is going to be really tough to buy fully. Minute remaining of the round. They do start to make their way towards this A with the set smoke into CT spawn. And just want to check and see where they're loaded right now. They've got 1 at long A, in fact 3 at long A, and Casper is going to come short at the same time. Here comes AZK. His frags are going to be really important right now into that pit area. Misses the first shot. They're now downloading into that smoke area. He sees the sliver of one, still can't land. Frags coming in all over the place. Occasion's picked up one, and still AZK can't land a single shot from the AWP. Someone's disabled it. It doesn't matter though, because his teammates have stood up, and it's 14-15.
There's a reason why it was disabled, because that was Adren shooting the entire time behind those barrels.
It was Adren, not AZK.
No, there's a complete different style of play when watching. Because whenever I sit there and I didn't even look at the alias down at the bottom, I was like, okay, that's not AZK.
No, you're right.
The way that he was approaching that whole situation, look at his auto snipers coming out here in this round. They realize that, hey, we can hop back into our weapons, we can spam mid. This is a really good strategy overall. Kind of quirky at the same time.
Yeah, no, I've seen that a few times actually. Very Games have done it in the past as well. In Counter-Strike Source, they used to buy auto snipers in the last round if they had a ton of cash. And a few other teams in the past have done it as well, so it's not unusual, but it's always fun to see.
Beautiful nade.
Grenade in from Kiko. Swag's picked up the second one here, and do you know what? Anexis might well be throwing yet another game away. They've got 15-11 right now.
Cannot say that
I
yet.
know that you don't want me to curse your team.
Retake. Now you can.
Now I can. Look at that. Trent's picked up the third of the round. Swag with the fourth. Last man left is going to be nil, and incredibly, Anexis are going to draw both games in Group D today. And that leaves them with a mountain to climb because they're going to have to beat Faculty in the last one to make it through. It's all down to one man. It's nil. He's already picked up one. Is this going to be an incredible ace to win a game?
I would pay money for that, but
really?
I highly doubt it.
They
know exactly where he's at. He has to force himself through an area. No, it's just not going to happen there. There's too many different points to watch. B is a tough bomb site to retake whenever you're down to a 2v situation or, of course, a 1v situation.
And another 30 bomb round, this time from Swag, 30-18. AZK 27-18.
Wow.
26-24 from MSL, and Cajun B with 21-23 at the top of the scoreboard for Anexis. So Denmark's Anexis have drawn both games in Group D today. It's incredible. 15-11, did you really think Team Dynamic were going to come back and make that a draw?
I honestly didn't think that it would get to a point where they would be down 11-4 there in the beginning of the game. All we have to sit there and mention is the fact that Anexis in the second round of this game is where everything changed.
Yeah.
And Team Dynamic had to battle their way back. And one of the things that kind of really hurt them was that Kiko and Pex, they can never find their groove, especially on the first half there whenever they're on the CT side. Pex was inside of mid having to rotate from site to site, which is very difficult. But he has to, if he's going to play that type of position, he needs to be a dominant player in getting the retake. And so that's where things kind of hurt them. Kiko just not playing up to the par that I would really like to have him at. AZK and Swag did amazing.
Fantastic. And they were working together, of course, on that long A area as well. So, obviously feeding off each other. So it wasn't just that one was dominating a particular part of the map and they were getting all the frags. They actually worked together on that. And did really well. I think it's remarkable, though. 15-11.
Well too.
Yeah, absolutely was. Yeah, 15-11 to 15-0 is the final score. But Anexis, let's talk about them. That's 2 draws in a row now. It's not the end of the world for them, but
it may be, though.
Disappointed because it now puts them in a very dodgy position. If they lose their last game, that's it. They're gone. They absolutely are definitely gone.
Well, no. So we have to look at what happened there between Lemon Dogs and Faculty.
Yeah.
If Lemon Dogs beat Faculty, then that puts them one ahead.
Points.
That means that then it comes down to actually.
But they can still qualify because Lemon Dogs will still play Team Dynamic in the last game.
Let's go and see if I'm going to try to see if I can hop into the other game here.
Yeah.
While we're.
Let's just see if we can get there. What we're going to do now, in the meantime, as we find out the update from the other game, we'll let you know, by the way, in the next few minutes or maybe the next 20 minutes or so, as to which game we do next. The final game of Group D for the last 2 spots in the quarterfinal. But for now, we're going to send it over to the studio where Lurppis and the Threat are going to take you through the review of that last game of Team Dynamic's draw with Anexis.
All right, thank you, Paul and Corey. So we both watched the game. What did you think?
Well, I don't know what Anexis is doing. Seriously, did he have like 6 match points?
I think so.
Yeah, and I mean, like 4 of the last 6 rounds were weapon rounds, so they weren't like they had super bad economy as well, so they threw that game away.
Yeah, I felt the same way. At the same time, though, on the first half, I felt like they kept winning rounds that they shouldn't have won. They won a bunch of retakes in the site where it seemed like Dynamic had very favorable positions, and then they just kept kind of throwing rounds away. So I'm not really sure what was going on with that. I mean, at the end of the day, they still won, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we have.
No, I mean, got the tie, but.
Yeah, the tie, and their first tie versus Lemon Dogs was a very weird game as well. I think Lemon Dogs was up 13-2 on Mirage, and Anexis managed to come back.
Yeah, so we've definitely seen some comebacks here. I wonder what the score is currently in the Faculty Lemon Dogs game. And last I was in the tournament area, it was 12-11 to either one. So this group looks to be really even among all teams. Like every single match has been decided by just a round or 2.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now I think any team in the group can proceed.
Yeah, that's a pretty sick way to stand 2 rounds in.
Yeah, exactly. Like 1 game left and every team can proceed. So, yeah, the last game will be very, very important.
Yeah. All right, well, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the previous game. We'll see what we're actually going to see here. This is AZK with an up. It's early, very early on in the game. In the first half, see how many kills he's going to be able to get here. Gets the first one there on Raga.
He's been playing so well with the off this tournament.
Yeah, AZK really has been, it seems like, able to get his opping up to the same level that it was in CS Source, and that was a big clutch by MSL. That's one of, like, if you're watching that round before he pulls out the nade, you must think Dynamic already won that round.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that grenade did like 40 damage or something.
Yeah, that's some of the really powerful nades you have in Go. They might not do any damage if there's a wall in between, which I don't agree with, by the way. But if you're on you, they're gonna really take care of you.
Yeah,
I mean, 40 damage with armor, that's rough.
Yeah, bad luck perhaps as well.
Yeah, that as well. All right, well, we'll head over to. Oh, okay. Well, we're just gonna head over to commercials right now, and then we'll be back for the last round of the group.